Okay, this Periscope is for CIS180 Q&A for week 4. And got Greg on, it looks like, and 4 others. So let's see who we have joining here right now. We've got Vanita, we've got Greg. Let's see who else. Diane, Diego, Greg, and Vanita. So thanks for joining. This is for CIS180 Visual Basic Programming, and week 4 we're covering this week in week 4 memory locations and calculations, and you'll be focusing this week on an application in chapter 3 in the text. Let me pull it up here real quick. Tile Limited. Tile Limited is the app you'll be creating. There is a podcast out there already for it. 20 points extra credit for creativity, formatting, adding extra pictures, colors, etc. You guys have been doing a great job submitting your apps, and had a number of extra credits already added this semester. So it looks like you're having a lot of fun with it. And that's the best way to learn programming, is to get enough time to where you can actually do it and then have fun with it. I usually tell programming students 5 to 6 hours a week generally suffices for your programming time. So Visual Basic, basically by now you should have a good feel for Visual Basic and how to create a project and how to get around it. Is there anybody that has a question about Visual Basic? I can answer it for you. General question, whatever it might be, try to answer it for you. Otherwise, I'm going to talk about further development in as far as to help you as a developer. I thought this week I'd talk about course success. I focused on that in my 280 class today and seemed to help some students. And so course success is basically where philosophy is, to where you do your weekly reading first from your text. In this class, it's a book. Secondly, watch any podcast I might have that week out there. Thirdly, download the source for that week that I always have for you to look at and run it and play with it and see how it works. And then fourthly, do your quiz and your discussion question, and then lastly your actual assignment. So you want to save the assignment part to the very end. That way you've kind of laid the foundation for helping you with your assignment, basically. And if all those you're still having issues with your assignment, you can go back and watch the podcast again. Pay attention and pause it if need be. There will be examples in the data download for the book that if they're downloaded from the data files that I give you from the entire book, and you open up in Visual Studio Community Edition 2015, you will have to convert them. Now you don't have to convert the weekly solution files that are in our course, and I'll pull them up and then I'll flip the camera around to where you can see them in CIS180. Okay, so I'm going to flip the camera. Basically, here's our course, and if we scroll down to the bottom section here, right there, there's a solution link. You click on the solution link, then it's going to load up a web page that's going to go to the module solution. Click on that. And so we're in week 4. There's the week 4 tilesolution.zip. You can download that and extract it and look and see what the final app looks like, what it should look like. So you'll notice all of them are out here all the way through week 14. Last week was week 3, which was a music sampler. I think Greg's connected into this session. Greg did a cool job we're at, that he made his own playlist basically, and cropped them and as needed for the app, and did a really good job. Also put a lot of time into making the interface a little bit different. So make sure and look at the source control I give you, which is a solution module on our page. Now, Windows development, you think, well, is Windows development going to be around a while? It will be. Windows development is not only in, what's cool about Windows app development is now Microsoft has made it to where when you create a Windows app for your computer or desktop or laptop, that same app can actually work on the phone, the Windows Phone, and the Windows tablet. Now, the Windows tablets aren't as popular as iPad or Droids, but they're not going anywhere. And I think the apps will just get better and better in those areas. Microsoft has been around a while to know how to play the game. Microsoft has joined Apple actually with the new iPad Pro on creating Office, and so they're pretty smart when it comes to, and coming around anyway, maybe a little slower than what I'd like, but they're coming around to mobile app development. And so if you're thinking when you take this course it'll only be used for what you're learning here this semester, you can carry that on further into personal development, continued development, to where you can develop for phones and tablets, and so I definitely recommend that. The better versed you are in multiple languages, the more chances and opportunity you have for work in today's marketplace. Personally, I can program in about 8 different languages. Right now, the hot languages you probably know is mobile app development for iOS, for Apple, is hot right now. A lot of companies are hiring developers for contract work, for full-time work. Contract work are generally hired to convert an existing website maybe that they have to a mobile app. And then Droid would be second. And the reason Droid is second and not first, and they're not even close to being first, is there's so many different versions of Droid. Personally, I like the concept of the open source Droid platform, and the problem with it is there's no one language or one platform that they can decide upon. All the different phone providers have different versions of Droid. So what I would like to see, which probably won't happen in my lifetime, but it could, is to have one type of platform, like a Google Droid platform that all phones use. That would be really helpful for the Droid community. But right now it's iOS first. Cold Fusion definitely is still out. Somebody asked that question or posted that question there. Cold Fusion, actually, Rock Valley College's website used to run upon that. It's an older technology. By no means is it dead, though, technology. The problem Cold Fusion has had in the past and up to present is the fact that there's been some issues with Cold Fusion on some server OSs, and that's caused some hiccups. Right now, currently, Adobe is a big pusher of Cold Fusion, and Cold Fusion with Dreamweaver. If you've played with Dreamweaver, you've probably seen that code base for app development. But basically, it's a rapid web application platform. Cold Fusion is, and again, it's still around. You're not going to find a lot of colleges teaching it, but there are still a lot of companies that use Cold Fusion and do hire developers for Cold Fusion. As far as a recommendation for Cold Fusion, if you go to Adobe's website and search for Cold Fusion, they're going to have a lot of helps for learning Cold Fusion if you want to kind of do self-taught types of stuff. But Cold Fusion is coming back from where it used to be, and so yeah, it's a great question. So mobile app development is definitely hot right now, but when I first started programming, it was Windows development. That was pretty much it when I first started developing. There wasn't really much need for any other developers, but then came on the scene Apple with education, their Apple computers with educational apps, and then came tablets. And so that's where we're at now today. A lot of companies are buying tablets, and they're buying mobile devices to do all their work. And really, the sales on the desktop and laptops for all OSs are down significantly over phones. The phones are what's keeping companies afloat today. It's a bread and butter for companies. And so if I was to recommend to students an area to really focus in on, not that Windows app development isn't good, because it is mobile development. So Windows app development, like I said, the way Windows structures its apps lifecycle is, or ecosystem, is when you develop an app in Windows for a Windows desktop or laptop, you can easily port that into a mobile. And they're making their language such to do that. Visual Basic's a language you can use, C# you can use, C++ you can use. The top two languages for mobile, though, in Windows would be C# and Visual Basic, those two. And so, yeah, this semester you're just getting an intro to Windows development, but hopefully you'll have enough understanding of it to where you can take what you've learned and keep building your knowledge base. They do have online resources, Microsoft's website for certification. Microsoft Certified Application Developer, MCAD, is something I recommend you looking into. But anyway, that is our Q&A scope for CIS180. If you could tap the screen that you've liked the session tonight, that'd be awesome. And just a reminder, tomorrow at 3:30 to 3:45, this Text Scope Tuesday will be airing, and Eric Wolf will be my guest in Text Scope Tuesday. And so we'll be finding out more about Eric and what classes he teaches. And so if you can join then, that would be awesome. Otherwise, it'll also be a replay link as always. So thanks for joining, the 6 of you that joined, and see you next week. Bye-bye.